Thank you for watching Hella Opinions, where we talk all things Black culture, news, and entertainment. Please be sure to comment below and let me know what you think about the show. Thanks. Welcome to Hella Opinions, your home for Black news, culture, and entertainment. Yep, we're talking all Black everything over here, okay? I'm Sylvia Obell, and with us today are Brooklyn's own Mano. Hey.
How you feeling?
Bleacher Report's Taylor Brooks. BuzzFeed's own Jameer Pond. And comedian Von DeCarlo. Hey, y'all.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
So since we'll be talking situationships,
Cheers.
let's cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Hey, my arms.
Don't y'all better look me in my eye when
I'm
y'all
sorry.
cheers me.
Look at me in my.
That's what we've been doing.
Okay.
Oh my God.
They say it's how many years?
7.
7 years of bad sex.
Wow.
Man, I was about to start looking people in the eye.
I'm just trying to make sure. my thanks
So today we're drinking. Today we're drinking. So what are we? Whiskey sours.
So where are
because
we?
we're talking situationships a little bit later in the show.
All right.
Oh yes. But for now, let's dig into some foolishness. First of all, singer Little Mo says she isn't quite here for Queen Naija's performance on the Soul Train Awards. Light-skinned girl Kay tweeted, "No cap, I didn't even know who Lil Mo was before I saw Love and Hip Hop. Furthermore, I didn't even know she had music. Queen can blow, period. She is hating way too much." Now, as hard as it is to maybe trust anybody's opinion who said they don't know who Lil Mo was before Love and Hip Hop, because she lost me at that point of the tweet.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the whole Lil Mo's comments on Queen Naija's Soul Train Awards performance? Who saw the Soul Cypher?
I saw it.
I didn't see it.
You didn't see it? Okay.
I saw it.
You guys saw it?
So when I saw her singing, my first thought was, okay, add another riff to the riff to the riff to the riff to the riff.
I mean, it is a Soul Cypher, right?
Right.
Yeah.
She was riffing on top of the riffs. Let's leave that to Beyonce and Little Mo. I will say this. I get what Queen Naija was saying about you're a vet in the game. Maybe you can encourage me. I would love to know where I could get voice lessons. I get it.
Is that what she said?
But
No.
I said it in my way, but that's how I interpreted what she said. And with Little Mo, I think maybe she could have cut her comments down in half. Because it started out like, hey, okay, and then it just went left. I was like, okay.
Yeah, because, you know, Queen Naija, to your point, she said basically, like, for the vets, you guys don't know how many of us grew up looking up to you. You don't know how you may kill our dreams by cutting us down that fast. But Lil Mo had a point about exposure meaning more than talent, perhaps, as far as who was casted for the Cypher. Jameer, did you have thoughts on that? I see you.
No, I'm agreeing.
Oh,
that's
okay,
a point
that's a point and agree.
Because, yes, I mean, if we look at the ciphers before in the past, I mean, they had a nice mixture of people. I know it was Lettucey and Eddie Levert and KC from Jodeci. Like, I know what they were trying to do, like make a nice little blend, and that's cool. But if you in a cipher, no matter whether you riffing or you rapping, you gotta bring it.
Bring it.
You gotta bring it.
You gotta bring
know?
it. And I think there's also this thing about the difference between YouTube stars, which is a new thing for R&B to an extent, and then like stars who came up the traditional way. Mano, what do you think about this?
You know what? It's hard for people that come up the traditional way to kind of get used to the way that things are now, because you got people that's actually celebrities off of social media and stuff like that. So when you look at it, it's like, then well, how are you famous? So it's like, it is what it is, though. We got to embrace it. But here's another thing. You got to be careful what you say, because almost anything that you say can be construed as hate.
Yeah.
You understand?
And I always think of things versus like being authentic versus being inauthentic. And sometimes I think, okay, did you post this on social media because you wanted to see the reaction of other people, or because you cared about what Queen Naija thought? Because people forget, hey, you can call her, you can text her, but you posted it so that everybody else could see what you thought. And that's kind of the issue that I have whenever somebody feels like they went to social media to give their opinion. It's like you really just wanted the reaction to your opinion. And that's what I felt like with that comment. But what you guys are saying about YouTube and Instagram and Twitter, we get caught up in feeling like just because something was how it used to be means that how it should be.
It is what it is.
But like, who's to say that like Instagram and Twitter aren't the place?
I get what Lil Mo is saying, because Lil Mo came up in a time where it's like you have to work, you have to really be good. Whereas in the microwave age of the internet and social media, you might not have to be that good.
No, you might not.
But to Queen Naja's point, she's like, no, I am good and I want to be better. Help me be better.
Yeah, and it's not her fault.
Genuinely help.
It's
not her fault that she coming up in this age. Not her fault, right? So you can have all this talent, and then it could be an artist that just does something crazy that goes viral and everybody just jumps right behind it.
Right.
And then you can't gauge it as talent, but it is what it is. Like Kim Kardashian is a celebrity. So are we going to be mad at her because she's a celebrity that she doesn't have talent?
Yeah.
This is just the time we living in. Like the time, it is what it is. We have to embrace it, because when you don't embrace it, you look old.
And you are embracing it, Lil Mo, because you're on social media having that conversation.
Well, let's also talk in the theme of crazy times that we're living in. Tekashi 6ix9ine pleaded not guilty to federal racketeering and gun charges on Monday. King Rael gave a shout out to Power with this tweet. The only person that can beat the case for Tekashi 6ix9ine, John Proctor, he done got ghosted out of a lot of problems. Ghosted Tommy. What was your reaction to the Tekashi arrest? And at first they were saying he was in a very dangerous prison. Then they were saying that he was moved to a slightly less prison. Like, what were your thoughts when he got arrested and all that?
I thought immediately he was going to snitch. I was like, he's about to pull a wig off.
Anybody with that hair will
Yeah.
People say like, oh, he's not really in this world. He's just playing a one.
Yeah, they said, oh, he's not a gang member. He's he's an entertainer.
Entertainment business.
I'm trying to figure out why they were recording him on that FaceTime call. You know what I'm talking about? When he
Well, he said, I got
like, we got you an IG Live ordering a hit on somebody.
Allegedly.
I
don't know it.
We just talking.
See, it's funny to some people.
Yeah.
But he's in a real situation.
Yes.
Yeah, like 25
Rico
to life.
This is 25 to life.
Understand what I'm saying? Like, he's in a real situation. So, you know, the memes is cool and all that. My background, I come from background like that. You understand? I come from that. So I understand. I had a brother that's in federal custody right now. So it's not a game. Like, this is a wake-up call for him. And not only is it a wake-up call for him, I believe it's a wake-up call for a lot of young artists coming up in this game, thinking that they need to do anything, you know, and create this type of energy just to get likes, just to get views, just to go viral. And it's not even about selling albums no more. It's about being accepted, because what do we do now? We judge and we measure love with likes. Right? So now niggas is doing anything for followers.
And didn't we, not that we didn't, we should have learned the lesson with Biggie and Tupac, but even with XXX, right? It's all about the energy that you put out there is gonna come back to you.
Right.
And unfortunately, in his situation, that negative energy started coming back to him, and he got killed when he was making a change. Like, hey, let me put some positive stuff out there. But that negative energy started coming back. So hopefully it is a wake-up call for other people and artists especially. Like, how about just focus on your talent?
Yeah, because he's in a tough situation right now. I don't care who you is right now. And I'm assuming, I don't know, that they got him segregated right now. He might be locked in, and mentally they breaking him, because it's real.
Yeah, I mean, prison is definitely no joke, and you know, there's been a lot of talk about the role the media is playing, Jameer, in this. I think that, like, there's talk about it, but I also think it's very important to bring up the fact that, like with XXX and Tekashi, they both had sexual abuse cases before any of this, right? You know, Tekashi was he took a plea deal for the child sex allegation that happened against him. And now part of that was to not get in any more trouble, and now he has. But Jameer, do you think that the media is doing a good job portraying the whole story of what's going on here, or do you think that people are just focusing on, like man said, the funny part of it, or like even just the fact that, oh, is he snitching or not?
I definitely think like the media is playing this part, much like what happened with Biggie and Tupac. Media loves controversy. So they have this character that's polarizing, that's getting in trouble, that's been putting out all this crazy energy. And what they're doing is like they're going, all right, well, we eating up every story. Everything that we hear from jail. Oh, he got separated from General Pop. He's in protective custody. He's going to snitch. He's not going to snitch. He's not looking at people. You know, so these minute details that are coming out, because he's so polarizing and so hot right now, they're just eating it all up as opposed to telling a grand scale story.
I agree. And like the media loves characters. And I think that Tekashi has kind of made himself a character. And since he's so loud and he has this big energy, not saying anything is wrong with that, but when you almost become a caricature of yourself, it's easier for people to like dehumanize you and say like, of course you're doing this because that's not right. But because of like the persona that he has, it has made people cover the story differently. And that's wrong. I'm not excusing it, but I think that that is the reasoning as to why it's covered that way.
I'll tell you one thing, he's human right now, though.
Oh, he's human. Absolutely.
And hopefully he and other rappers will learn from his situation. Next up, actress Gina Rodriguez stepped into it with this comment last week. Watch.
So petrified in this space talking about equal pay, especially when you look at the intersectional aspect of it, right? Where white women get paid more than black women, and black women get paid more than Asian women get paid more than Latino women. And it's like a very scary space to step into.
Did you guys see this clip?
Yeah.
Taylor, what was your reaction?
I was like, you're gassed.
Because every time, it gets me every time, and not even because I feel like she's entirely coming from a very malicious place, but I do think it's, you know, kind of becoming a pattern of Gina's to push aside the trials of black women. You know, right now, Sofia Vergara is making more money on TV than Tracee Ellis Ross and many other black actresses.
That's what I was going to say. Does she have fact checkers out on this one?
And I think that's a big issue, that you can say something and then nobody says anything. Like the Forbes list, Sofia Vergara is the highest. Kerry Washington is like the only black woman at number 8. So, and I agree. I do not think that Gina was in any way being malicious, but we get into the space where we think that to talk about the us, we have to talk about the me, and that's not always the right thing, because if you want to then start separating women of color, you're taking away from the whole conversation of just color in general. And we saw Gina do this when she was talking to Yara. And when Yara's asked, okay, you're such a good representation for black women, and Gina goes, no, just women. It's just like women. I said what I said when I said black women, because yes, you know, you love being this role model for women. Like that's a big honor. But black women do not have somebody to look at. And so when you aren't seeing yourself in that space, you feel like you have to separate yourself. And that's really, I think, dangerous to continue to do that. And it just seems like she continues to do that.
I like the way she talks.
Almost like a professional.
Almost like Taylor does this for a living.
Hand movement.
I talk with my hands a lot.
Hand movements is what I like. Very Obama-like.
Taylor, you're a very good role model for black women.
Thank you.
But what about women? Just women? Just women?
Did she say it? She said what she said.
Well, Christiana tweeted, Gina Rodriguez is why you won't see me standing under the women of color umbrella anytime soon. A lot of women of color despise black women, but have found a convenient tool to advance their own agendas.
I think that's true. It's because, like what Taylor was saying, separating people of color. Like, we all in the race together.
That's a fact.
Ain't no need to throw me under the bus, sis. You don't gotta do that. Black women are in the same spot as, even maybe further back than a lot of women of people of color, like a lot of people of color. So we just have to adjust our mindsets. She said some very anti-black statements in the past. Shout out to Zilla. We talked about the interview that she did with Yara, but she has to find a medium, because it's not us that's preventing you from getting the money. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing, you get the context of what someone is saying when they say of black women. Because would you have that same opinion if the comment was directed to her and say, oh, you are a great representation of Latina women? Would she have stopped then? You know, you get the context of it. And again, get your fact checkers out. Were you talking about your personal salary? You're not making the same amount? Because like what's the actress name?
Sofia Vergara?
Rich. Sofia Vergara.
Out the wazoo.
You got Google.
Maybe she needs like a history lesson. to understand that you can't separate Latino from black. You can't.
Right, because I was gonna say
You
the
can't,
Afro-Latinas.
right, this is what I'm saying. We all come from African descent, so we all really one people, and in the ghetto, it's really no difference. Like, growing up, you got Spanish people living right next door. Like, what's really the difference? We go through the same struggle,
Right.
we go through the same pain. So she needs to maybe have a history lesson and understand that you really can't. Women of color, meaning all of us, all women of color, black, Latino, like it's all the same thing.
Yeah, and I feel like black women are always advocating for all women of color.
Right.
But women aren't necessarily always advocating for
That's a
black
fact.
women.
Oh no, that is a fact.
Yeah.
That's a good
To the
note.
point?
Yeah.
That's a fact. And that's a good point to end that point on because
And that's why you're a good
that's
role
why she's a
model.
good
Oh,
role model.
thank you. So are you, baby.
Well, congratulations are in order for Juelz Santana and his boo because wait for it, he finally put a ring on it.
Amen.
Lil Bruh tweeted, Juelz Santana waited until his teeth fell out and he vowed to go to jail to propose to Kimbella.
Nah, y'all not
Now
gonna
that
do
was
that.
mad harsh. That was quite
y'all not about
harsh.
to do
We not about to do that.
Y'all not about to disrespect
Go ahead, talk about-
Juelz Santana.
He done,
Fuck all that.
he done
Listen.
did a lot for the culture.
That's right. That's
and you
right.
know Juelz,
I know
right?
very well.
Yeah, and so what do you think is being misunderstood about his choice to propose to Kimbella now, which is a lot of people are saying like post-prime is what I think the nicer way of saying
What you mean,
bruh, bruh.
post-prime?
Bruh, like, so post-prime, they're trying to say like, you know, Juelz, it's not the hot, like, it's not, he's facing criminal charges. They're talking about, you know, his dental situation. He's in a really tough spot, which I don't think it's nice to make fun of. But I think they're talking about the moment in which he chose to propose is when he's the most like hard going through right now.
So what? So what? Our people love us. So what's the difference whether he chose to marry her 5 or 6 years ago? What was the difference? If she loves him, she with him. Like, what's the difference? The people that's doing the most talking is the people that's doing the less living.
Right.
Now, I agree with what you're saying. I do. But just to play devil's advocate,
Go ahead, do it.
I think the thing is, well, why didn't she deserve him when he wasn't there?
But they was together.
but
but
she
they
wasn't
weren't.
his wife.
So what? They was,
That matters to some people,
No,
especially
listen.
women.
See, that's the thing, though, right? We get caught up too much into these titles. They were in a relationship like a married couple already.
Okay, but here's the problem
like,
with that
so-
because I lived it.
Okay,
and
let's
I
talk
suffered
about it.
through it. I lived it and I suffered through it. I was in a relationship for 10 years, and when we were about to get married, he died 1 month prior to our wedding date. Here's what I learned, because a lot of people in our culture go, oh, what does the government have to do? What does a piece of paper or a title have to do with our love? And yes, I agree with that. But when it comes down to it, if something happens, you could say that's your wife all day, but that's when
Legally,
the
it's
government
not.
do have something to say about it. You could lose your home, you could lose everything. You have to be able to protect each other, and it does mean something. I'm not saying that it justifies his love for her, but you have to protect each other, and being married legally, especially when kids are involved, means something.
Well, Juelz also
It means something legally, you
Legal.
saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, cool,
I'm
I
not
get
saying
that.
it justifies the
I-
love,
no, right, I get
but
that.
it does make you question, like, okay, well, how long? Because see, I'm grown AF now. So if you're dating me,
You could say it.
I'm playing
You're
my
grown as
game.
fuck.
Look, let me tell you something. If you so much as ask me to do your laundry, it better be a ring in a basket.
Ooh, them
I'm
hands
not
is
playing
coming
that
out.
game.
Hands.
Well, we're
coming
gonna talk about situationships next.
Hoes winning then. Really?
They sure are.
Can I say this though?
No, because we are gonna talk about situationships. So you'll have like if it's not about Juelz and Kimbella.
I want to talk about Juelz and Kimbella.
It's a dipset tradition.
Because I really feel like...
Then what is?
to wait until
not
10
judging.
years to cuff your woman.
Right, I
I'm
think
not
people
judging.
judge
It's
now.
a requirement.
Yeah.
No, people are judging.
Listen,
People are
I'm
judging.
not
That's the problem.
Yeah.
People judging. Like,
Yeah.
who are these people that's
I'm not
judging?
judging it.
Not you.
I'm saying I
In
lived
general.
it so I understand both sides of the coin. I understand waiting. I understand all of that. I just understand the things that can happen if you don't take care of your business
Right,
together.
cool, I get
Agreed.
that. But
Okay.
we don't know what that man was going through.
Yeah.
That made him feel like now is the best time. So, like,
That's
too
true,
many,
too.
like, listen.
Yeah, because the assumption is what he's going through is that he's
Right,
about
no
to go
better
to jail,
time.
and
No
that's
better
why.
time than the present time.
Yeah.
Right?
I
So
don't
what's the
be- I don't
problem? We should be
believe that it's-
congratulating a
Blessings.
black man marrying the mother of his kids.
That's
Like,
right.
Why we talking
How about
about
this?
black man?
Let's get love and hip hop to pay for the wedding. How about that?
Oh,
Okay.
another special. Okay, but
Okay.
you know what? We tapped the nerve, and I'm really glad because that makes me know that you guys are really into it.
Yeah.
Because the question is, why are we so scared of commitment? I Am Sasha K tweeted, marriage is too much of a commitment, but kids aren't. Make it make sense. All right, let's unpack it.
Unpack.
Lean back.
Yes. So, guys, you were already way into it, but you were about to make a point about why you think that situationships or couples who are together and have children together but maybe aren't married is not something that we should be looking down upon.
I think that the marriage should be the icing on the cake. I think in too many cases, people get married before they really get to know each other, really get to understand each other, and people get married for all the wrong reasons, because just for the sake of being married. Oh, I got a ring, I'm married, right? But at the same time, if the nigga was a nasty nigga before you married him, he gonna be a nasty nigga after that. Like, the person is the person. Like, I believe that you should be moving in a married situation. You should really feel married and allow the ceremony to be the icing on the cake.
Well, I guess the question I pose to that is, why do you think so many people seem to be more comfortable having children, which I think is also a commitment that we should think that much about, than getting married?
They're insane. Everything he just said is correct, and add kids to that. You shouldn't add kids prior to marriage, because you do have to take time to get to know each other. With Juelz and Kimbella, I don't know how old they are, but they've been together a long time, so they probably got together when they were really young. So in the case of being super young, yes, get to know each other. I don't think 10 years is a long time when you're that young.
That's a fact.
When you hit 35, 40, you know who you are, you know what you are, you know what you want.
Right.
So the commitment time is different from that perspective. But you should wait, and also I would add kids to that as
Too many people
But I
think
think-
marriage equals love.
And that's not, I totally agree.
No, you're fine, you're fine.
I think what the situation is that people go through preliminary years, right? Where they date, and you could date, but if you don't know yourself, all that shit go out the window. Once you like get in a situation where y'all are no longer playing boyfriend and girlfriend, and y'all are actually dating for the sake of there's a purpose behind it, that's when the real shit come in. Because we could date from 19 to 24. If I don't know myself, we not paying bills together, we ain't never had no pregnancy scares, nothing like that.
That's right.
It's not real, it's
How
preliminary.
much do you know yourself? It takes a long
Exactly.
time to really know yourself,
That's a
and
fact.
a long time to get to know someone else. And
True.
to your point, you are who you are, but there is a period of growth too. Who
Absolutely.
I was 10 years ago is totally different than who I am.
Right, so that time
have to
needs to
grow,
happen before the marriage.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right? It shouldn't be, okay, I'm feeling you, let's get married, and then you find out who the person is later on.
If
That's
you
a
are
thing.
getting married just for the title, go
I want to
ahead and
let I want to let
Yeah, yeah.
Taylor get her thoughts
I
out.
do
ready for
think,
the
though,
divorce.
going back to the tweet that is talking about why people feel like they can have children instead of being married, is because
Right.
I don't think people necessarily think that children is a tie to your partner.
Which is
and that,
insane.
right.
Which is
wild.
crazy.
Yeah,
It
but
absolutely is.
I think it speaks to kind of a bigger thing that although somebody wants to have somebody that is a descendant of them, that does not mean they want to also be in a partnership. And I don't know if we're to say that that's wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't think
But I
that's
do
wrong.
think that we need
Yeah.
to, I do think that
Yeah.
we need to also, I mean, let's put the marriage part aside, right?
Okay.
Because you all are making great points. But there's even, especially now, the problem between getting from dating and talking into calling each other boyfriend and girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
I think even at every step, it seems to be much more spread out. And I think that there are trust issues that a lot of people have not addressed within themselves.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because our generation watched our parents split up in the way where, a lot of people romanticize their grandparents because our parents didn't have to watch divorce happen as much as we are. Like, there's something there that's scaring us
Right.
to committing to people.
Well, trust is consistency over time. So if you're not taking that time to get to know someone's consistency, then you're doomed from the door.
Yeah.
You should take more time with yourself, with the other person, and make sure that you're on the same page.
Right.
And then, yeah, anyone could be lying, but you'll find that out. You can't lie forever.
Yeah,
But
but I'm telling you, though, I disagree. I don't think it's parents. I think the bigger reason as to why people don't want to be in relationships has so much more to do with society.
Okay.
I think that we just think that there is always something else, and there's always something more.
And I think that's
I don't think that. I think,
nobody wants you.
but I think it's easy to say. I think that
Get your last
it's easy
sentence
to
out,
say, well, my parents are divorced, so that's why. But no, it's that you're able to see the world in your fingertips, and
Yep,
the world's
I
in your
think options
fingertips.
are
You think that
part
means
of
the
it.
options also
can't
are,
wait to hear what's
and that isn't true.
I'm afraid.
But I would
Let's
love
see.
to hear this.
Let's go.
What's the statistics on marriage?
As far as
I mean, we about 50-50 at this point.
divorce rate
Right. Most
very
marriages, more marriages in
and divorce.
divorce, right?
Yeah.
Are we meant to be with one person?
See, that's it. No. Man don't make
There
a
we go.
great point.
Good point.
That's a
Are we-
good ass
It's a
point.
good
Are we
point.
meant to be with one person?
No.
For the rest of our life? I don't want to get too high
No, you're
in
right.
it. I don't want to go too deep about what I've read
Oh, no.
about humans and all this other
Tell me,
shit.
I'm like,
No, get
Right?
deep. Get deep.
No, because yes,
Are we
got a lot
meant
of
to be?
sperm.
Listen, check this out.
we're not.
Women got a lot of eggs.
Listen,
But
check
can we
this out.
get a
No, listen,
boyfriend?
I want- this is the only thing I'm saying.
Can you be my boyfriend?
Love,
though?
love.
Like, can we? If people are like, oh, we're dating monogamously and nothing else, then just why are you so afraid to call
But
each
the
other
thing
a
is, love is
relationship?
very man-made. Marriage is also very man-made.
That is
so I
fact.
understand.
Fact. That's
I
a
understand
fact.
what you're saying in that sense.
I ain't get it out yet, though.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay,
Go ahead.
you
You,
didn't
you,
even
you,
go
was
ahead.
talking
Go
about
ahead.
how are we made to be married. I'm thinking about the Bible in 1 Corinthians. I don't
But
know.
I will say, I don't know if we're meant to be married, but I know we are meant to have an understanding.
Okay, check
we
this
are
out.
meant to be on the same page.
Okay, so hear me out then. So are we really meant to be with one person? That attraction that we all feel for each other, a man will feel attraction for 10 different women in this room. He can be attracted to 10 different women. Women can be attracted to 10 different men, but y'all suppress it a lot more.
That's a
right.
fact.
So I read something that says humans, we like animals. The concept
We
of
are
marriage,
animals.
But
right?
that's just the physical side.
Right, it is.
Yeah.
But the concept of marriage is more man-made, right? We're not meant to be monogamous. But we suppressing our natural.
Not your vagina, Walt.
But that's why I'm talking about
Our
society.
natural.
Like
we
us,
suppressing our
yeah.
natural instinct
I disagree,
to be
but even if we
attracted.
go along your line
What
of
do you
logic,
mean?
even if we go along your line of logic,
You never been attracted to two different
No,
men?
no, I
Okay,
have.
but
No,
wait,
I'm not saying that.
wait,
You just didn't act
No,
on it.
I
Wait,
think
hold
that
on.
we're meant to be married, though. That's the part I disagree on.
That's a
But this-
man
But I do
thing,
think. But my
though.
question is though, then why do men still want that expectation from women? Because a lot of men want girlfriend
Not hearing you,
privileges.
baby.
But wait,
no,
so
you're
this
saying
is-
that we can all be attracted to. But
Wait,
you
this is my
understand us
response
being
to that. I
attracted.
agree with what you're saying. Us, literally, as sapiens, like everything that we believe is man-made,
That's right.
whether it's from marriage
Right.
to schools to
right.
Earth to
There you go.
everything. So I do agree with that.
go,
But
baby.
I have always believed that relationships are less about love and more about choice. So
Yes.
even though you may be attracted to 10 women in the room,
Yes.
Right.
you're
choice.
kind of suppressing that primal
Right.
instinct
Yes.
to say, but
Because-
I choose to be with this person.
because
of
and that's the
society's
same-
standards.
Yes,
Right.
but you're in society.
Society said that we're supposed to be with one person, we're supposed to love this one person and marry them and stay with them forever. But is that realistic? Why do men cheat? Why man can have the best woman in the world,
That's
everything, and still fuck other bitches? Why?
Jameer,
he
you know
can't help
what?
it.
Well, right.
He can't help it. Let's not
No,
kid.
wait, he can't.
I mean, I think you can. You can help
You
it.
make
You
the
can help
choice.
anything.
Because do you
Right.
want
to your
to hook
control.
up with her more than you
Listen,
want to love this
listen.
person?
You
the
can-
real
I
person.
really-
Right, but at the end of the day, is there
have to
one
unpack
100% single or is there 100? No, I'm sorry, but is
I
there
know.
100% man that is 100% loyal?
You have to
Is there a such
There are
thing?
men who
I'm
are
happy
loyal.
he's admitting
100
this.
But there
I
are
will say that
some.
because men
Unless
don't
you're
want
saying
to.
that every husband
You
and
need to
family
hang out with me
cheat on his
sometime, man. I'm
wife.
gonna give you some real talk.
I'm afraid.
We're here.
No, but I hear you because I think most men. Okay, Jimmy, let me let you go because you've been trying to say something for a
No,
while.
because no, it's a lot.
Hope
but,
you better be good because you been.
No. but when you go back to the concept of marriage, I mean, you got to go back to like the beginning of time. We talking about partnership. People was getting married because they family had 2 llamas, and then I had 2 llamas, and we came together and had 4 llamas. So it wasn't necessarily love was the
choose
factor.
llamas?
Because I figured like that's a back in the old.
Time for the
No,
We had dogs.
I mean, I interrupted this whole conversation. So you can talk to me about Canada.
No, what I'm saying is that
Get to it.
What I'm saying is the relationship aspect came on a partnership, not necessarily love. So now that you bring love into the equation.
Wait, hold on. I can't let you go with this because
Okay.
honestly, marriage actually began about more so ownership. It was about a
Right.
man owning a woman more
Yeah.
than it was a man wanting what the woman had.
Right.
Like if you think about like Hammurabi's code and stuff like that, it was about like what a woman meant and how like having that woman also elevated you.
Well, he owned the llama and the woman. So it was
Well, I
just
think,
the llama.
we're talking too much about marriage and not enough about situationships. Because y'all getting caught up on the marriage part.
Niggas
but
get
y'all
angry,
won't
too.
even- Y'all won't even,
Yeah, like,
y'all
like to
won't
fuck.
even let somebody call you their girlfriend.
People like to
Y'all
fuck.
talking about
That's just the
wives.
thing.
Right, but here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. A man, right? I'm gonna give you understanding. A man can allow. You my girlfriend. She my girlfriend too. That's my girlfriend too. You see, that's his natural instinct that it is hard for him to suppress. Men, we fall victim to our lower desires so many times. Why you think all men get caught cheating? Famous men, rich men.
Poor man.
There was a
So you're
president
saying
getting
all
his
men-
dick
so
sucked
you-
in the fucking White House. Like, come on, like, I'm trying to give
So
you
can
the
I-
game.
can I-
Man, like
But so do you,
vagina.
so do you think that all men cheat then?
Yes,
So here's
yes.
Well, at least
Here's-
somebody,
and if you should, and if you,
one of them-
yes, yes,
At least somebody
yes,
said
Go
that.
ahead, I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
So I understand what you're saying, and as women, a lot of times we marginalize what men are saying and just go, that's immature, or you can't say that, but we want them to be sensitive to our periods, our PMS, and things that they may not understand, so let's just understand what he's trying to say.
Please try to
and
understand.
being honest with it,
Of
which
a-
I respect.
From a man that has access. Now listen,
Right.
women don't want no broke man, right?
All
So then
men
you
have
want-
access.
so then-
The local plumber got his access
right.
to his
but,
level.
But so check this out. So a man,
you just ain't got no access because you're still trying to get llamas.
It's llamas.
But listen,
Put your llamas together.
the temptation that a man deal with on a
with you about it is the maturity level of it, and a man growing
That's
to a
the thing.
place where
Right.
they go, I've been there, done that, had
Right,
that.
right.
A man's love is practical.
Right.
So I know you love me if
Right.
if your instinct is to go, I want to make sure you're all right.
Right.
Now, is this attraction and this cheating physical based, or is it saying I want to take care of her, I want to take care of her?
No,
I wanna
it's mostly physical.
It's mostly physical.
Does that change
anything?
And it's hard for that man.
As you get older,
Right.
especially if you have a woman in your life that has that understanding
Right.
that can work with you
Right.
on your man instincts the
Right.
way you should be working with me on
Right.
my woman instincts,
That's
that
true.
will grow
That is true.
to a place where
That-
that's not
you hear what
even
she's saying?
important anymore.
So
But that
you hear what
takes
she's saying?
time, though.
That takes time.
It
and then,
takes time.
and you're gonna
time.
catch some shit.
It takes
You're gonna
time.
catch some shit.
Like chlamydia?
Now, no.
Yes,
you-
like
no.
chlamydia.
from
No. Like text messages and shit
Wait,
like
wait,
that.
wait. I do have
but I
something to say
think
about what you said, though, seriously. I think it's really dangerous how we continue to normalize what cheating is.
I think
We
so
see it on
too.
social media, we see it in this.
I'm trying to give you the
But just
mind. I'm
no,
trying to
I
get you into
understand
the
that.
mind
You're
state of a
telling us,
man.
no, you're telling us the truth, but that doesn't make it okay.
Yeah,
No,
you're
but you're
right.
not
No,
hearing
you're
me,
right.
babies.
But I'm saying,
Babies,
so,
babies.
so does that mean we should
Love.
accept cheating? I'm asking,
No.
should we accept cheating? Yes
Don't
or no?
accept it. I'm trying to get you an understanding of
But that
the
doesn't
psyche
change.
of a man.
But should we accept it? If you're saying all men cheat, you're normalizing this betrayal.
Yes.
But he also agreed
Yes.
with
I'm
me
not-
and said
I'm
all
not-
men
you're not
cheat,
hearing
but they
it.
can grow.
They can grow.
to a
Yes.
level
Yeah.
To a
where
level.
that
So do we have to wait till they grow there before we decide
That's
to
up to
commit?
you, though.
No,
Yeah.
That's up to you.
If it happened at
if you
50.
feel like you gotta, check this out. Let's be real.
50 is.
Every woman is going through the same thing with different men. Like this nigga did. Every woman
Have
is
you?
going through the same
So have you guys?
thing. We
So
not-
according to Manuel's logic, we've
we
all
not-
been cheated on,
Yes.
right?
I've
Yes.
been cheated on.
Do you?
Yes.
But do you feel like you've never had a relationship where you weren't cheated on? Everybody except for Manuel, because
I've had a relationship I wasn't.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure I had a relationship where I
You
wasn't
pretty.
cheated
I mean, I think.
Have you not cheated in a relationship?
on. Have I what?
Not cheated.
You heard her.
In
Don't
a
be
relationship.
I didn't. No, I've cheated
He said,
before.
Have you not? Have you been in a relationship and not cheated? Okay,
of
so
course.
you're the anomaly that he's saying doesn't exist then.
No, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying man. See, it's like what you gotta listen to what she said. Men can grow. I'm in a relationship now.
Yeah.
But every day it's a fight with temptation. It's a
You know how
Because
good
it's
y'all
so
love
easy.
it?
Okay,
It's a
I
vote.
do want to move on.
I do one more thing. Literally,
into situation. Okay, go ahead.
last thing. Like, this is the only, and I'm not trying to take it there, but do you guys watch the show Atlanta? The show
Yes.
Atlanta. Okay.
Yeah.
I realize that situationships are very much so a thing that thrives in the black community as well. Because Atlanta is the only show I've seen where you see like Earn and his girl. You're like, well, what are they? And we understand that, but you don't really see any show that don't have like black people in them in a situation like that. It's like either they are broken up, they talk, or they don't. But we're always trying to figure out, well, what are Earn and his girl? And that's because I think we see that so much within our community. I don't know any person not of color that is in like just a random situationship like that. I really don't.
They weren't like side fucking on Friends?
I do.
Well, I do. I mean, I just question is,
Situationships could be healthy for each other.
I think that there's a time and place for them, but I do think they have an expiration date.
But like,
And I think too
what
many
white
people are
television show is
getting
there
out of it sooner
situationship
enough.
They
in?
weren't doing that on
Not
Friends?
enough. Like Ross and Rachel every now and then, maybe.
I didn't watch the show.
I didn't really watch
but
Friends.
I'm
I
pretty
didn't
sure
really
they
watch
was
white
fucking.
shows. I'm
they
gonna
weren't
say it.
But you didn't see that
No, but-
turmoil that Earn and his girl had.
No, because they had a child. It was. I mean, yeah, I get it. I get it.
So
You know?
is there any advice that we
Are
could
you in a
give?
situationship?
No.
Are
Were
in a
you?
No. I mean, I've been in both.
Are you in love?
No.
Were you?
Looking for love?
Yes.
Would you like to be the other partner?
He got
But you know,
room.
I've
Slide in Sylvia's DMs.
my last relationship was like 3 years long, you know, but I've also been single now for a few years, and I think part of that was coming out and seeing like, oh shit, nobody is really doing relationships anymore. And I think that's the scary thing where a lot of men, to your point, like what you're saying, it's something that men understand about men, but don't give that same courtesy to women. They want to be able to understand that they can see everybody and want everybody, but they want a woman who is not doing the same thing. They
Right.
want all of their said
Fucked
girlfriends to just be their girlfriends while
true.
they have multiple.
I don't
So
want
there's
multiple
unhealthy situationships, situations. And I think that we all need to learn how to recognize them and how to get out of them when they're, I don't know what a healthy situationship is. I think there's dating where you're dating multiple people.
Healthy
But I don't think that you're in a relationship where there's multiple people.
But if
It's
you're
either me
fine
and
being
you
in a
or we're not
situationship,
in
then
one.
that's
It
fine. Like,
can be.
situationships aren't wrong.
Here's the thing.
They're not. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
right?
I've been in
wrong.
situations, and
Some
they're not
women,
wrong.
some women are. I have women told me that I don't want to be your girlfriend.
Yeah,
I'm cool with
yeah.
us.
Yeah, for a
hanging
time,
out
there's a period
sometimes.
on them.
Yeah,
sleeping
and
together
sometimes,
sometimes.
we ruin romance by trying to make it last
Yeah,
forever.
everything is not made for a relationship.
Not everything,
Can
but
I
not
say
everything should be a situationship. And I think that we're in a place where a lot of times everything, like people are going from situationship to situationship to situationship and never
But
being
you're in a
relationship
situationship until you're not.
At the end of the day,
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Women
people
lie
ne-
to get
some people never
relationships
pass
the
that
way
point.
men lie to get pussy. What you
That's-
have
Okay.
to stop doing on both
Okay,
ends
but we
is
do have to
lying.
move on because we've
do.
I
expressed.
agree.
Yeah, we have to
Okay.
move on. But
All right.
you know, because everybody, just like us, everybody on Twitter thinks they're a relationship expert. So we're going to examine a few tweets to see if folks are preaching or reaching. Because God did not create marriage. No, okay. So the first tweet is from Doja Fat, who said, niggas think you can't handle a no strings attached situationship when it's really them who end up catching feelings. Jameer, is she preaching or reaching?
She preaching. I think it's situational though. Like I know people who have been in situationships, and they'll like be out here, and then the girl be like, "Oh, I got a man," and then I gotta hear that your shorty don't want to be with you no more because she actually found a man. So I think it's preaching, but it's reaching if she's talking about wide scale. Because some people be like, "Oh no, I don't care."
Vaughn, do you agree?
I think she's reaching because that sounds like a tweet to me where it's a girl trying to be cool like a dude. Like, cut it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Cut it out. We're apples and oranges. Men and women are different. We have to accept those differences and stop trying to be like the dudes are. Be like how you
Right,
are
yeah.
and find the right person
Preach.
for you by not lying.
Fucking round of
at
fucking
all.
applause there.
Speakfluentman.com is where you can find my book.
Plug your stuff. Plug your stuff.
Okay, next up, the Steezo who tweeted, if you take the ring off, the marriage don't count. Mano, is that a preach or a reach?
Any nigga named Steezo, I can't even take advice from him. Like, Steezo.
First of all, Steve.
What kind of name is that?
But do you
Like,
think that there are men out there who feel like the ring is more so than like the...
if you take the ring off,
That's a
if we
I
married,
can't even
I got a
entertain
problem
that.
with that. I probably would have a problem with that. Why would you
That's
take
a
the ring off?
reach.
Taylor?
Reach. Whether you got the ring on or not. First off, the ring should stay on, but I can't even entertain that tweet. It's absurd.
Only if you're at the
absurd.
gym or cheating.
Some people wear the ring while they're cheating.
I mean, it's a special
Yes,
place
that's
of
a-
hell for those people.
That's a
Let me
fact.
tell you why it counts. Try to get a divorce and see what happens in court.
Won't be good.
Okay.
Don't matter if you got your ring on or not when it comes down to that.
Yes, I agree. Finally, D. Renee tweeted, yes, I'd like to speak to God, please. The men are defective. When will the new models arrive? We have a crisis here. Yes, I'll hold. Taylor, is she preaching or reaching by blaming our relationship issues on the fellas?
I was gonna say she's preaching, but this is my caveat.
Okay.
I think that both men and women
Yes,
have issues.
yes, I agree.
I think we probably need a new wave of both. And we get so caught on like the blaming the men that we don't reflect on ourselves. And I think that's probably the bigger issue. So I think she's right, but I think there's another tweet that could
I think she.
How long humans been on this earth?
Long.
That's a fact.
Very long.
We ain't got it right yet.
People
Yeah.
have
We
been
never
cheating
got it
forever.
right.
Oh no, we need a new wave that we've never had.
Yeah, people have been shit forever.
I hate when people say like, let's go back to the 90s.
No, that's true.
It's like it's always been
Everybody's
that.
always
yes,
been this
yeah.
way.
I agree with that.
It's totally reaching.
It's always.
But
My
speaking
grandfather
of,
was a whore.
Fucking right.
well, speaking of whores, let's see if Jameer and Mano can defend the fellas. It's time for Men Are Trash. As you can see, the fellas are on their trash cans and they each get 60 seconds to defend this week's trash ass man and his statement. Are you ready? Marcus, this week's case is from Marcus of Love and Hip Hop, Hollywood, not New York like Mano, but Hollywood, said women shouldn't be fully independent if they want to get a man, is what he said on Instagram. Jameer, you're first. You have 60 seconds on the clock to defend that statement. Go.
All right. Look, I'm gonna do my best. Hey, look, what the brother was trying to say is that if you want a protector, if you want somebody who is gonna shelter the home, put food on the table, help put clothes on your back, and to raise a child with you, or many, depending on if you're the Wayans or not, then you should invest in a man who's gonna do that. Now, I don't totally agree with everything the brother was saying, but he wants to make sure that he is the top of the totem pole and that everything else presides a little lower. Not saying you're on the ground, but just saying that, hey, I got us. The whole thing was, I got us. And if that's wrong, well then shit, Sylvia, I don't wanna be right, all right? That's for you.
No, we have 10 more seconds, but you gonna end it with a...
Niggas be niggin'.
Niggas be niggas.
Niggas be niggin'.
Niggas do be niggas.
Niggas will
That's a
niggas
fact.
better.
All right, that's an interesting tactic, switching up what he said. All right, Mano, it's your turn to defend Marcus. You have 60 seconds. Go.
Well, I can't defend that.
Okay.
Because I think different than that. My view with that, when it comes to that, I'm more attracted to strong females. I'm attracted to independent women. I'm attracted to that. I don't know what he was saying, but I noticed that like a lot of men, like they really be weak in character, so they attracted to women that they feel like need them because it makes them feel better. I'm more attracted to the woman that has her own. I like the woman that I don't need you, nigga. I like that. Because that to me it attracts me more, because then it's like if I get her, it feels better to me. That's just what I like. That's just my personal preference.
I wasn't smart. I wasn't smart enough.
I like strong women.
You like them
I love her. Yeah, like independent women got her own crib, got her own car, paying her own bills, got all that. That's what I like.
So this is an interesting strategy that no man has ever taken, which is not actually defending what the man said,
I can't
but
defend
saying
some
what
shit
he
that I don't
said.
represent,
I didn't even know we could do that.
I didn't know you can.
I
But
can't
then
do
when
that.
time is up and he made his own rules up.
Yeah, I can't defend that shit.
Ladies,
That was-
what do you think about what Marcus said?
I will say first
you
off,
go.
hats off to you.
Thank you.
Yes.
But there is this
Sorry,
clip,
Jameer.
There is this clip of Cher that I always think of, where somebody is talking to her about having a man, and she says, you know, my mom would always say, you know, Cher, you need to settle down, find yourself a rich man. And Cher says, Mom, I am a rich man.
Right.
Yes.
Okay? And that's how I feel. When I am going into a relationship, let me just say, I love men. I love loving a man. I love being in love. I love being in a relationship. I love being in a partnership. People talk about finding your other half and finding somebody that completes you, but I am not looking for a half because I am already whole. I'm looking for somebody who is also whole. My goal is to not make you feel whole, it's to make you feel more full. And sometimes that comes with being independent. I'm going to have your back. I am going to take care of you. I'm going to make sure that you are always good, and I want the same in return. So if we are both independent, we are both whole, then that should be fine. I'm not looking for any man to say to me, like, you're too independent, you make too much money, you're too strong-willed, you're too opinionated. Because that man is not for me. I think that men sometimes want to look for someone who is submissive, and I will submit when it is right, when I respect you, when I trust you, when I feel that we are there. But we're not always there. We have to grow there. So that is my only rebuttal to what he said. I can be independent and still love you with my whole entire heart, and that's what I have done my whole life.
Yes, Vaughn.
So I would like to also hats off and say I'm a dominant woman. I'm a dominant woman that likes to be submissive to a more dominant man. You know what I'm saying? And to the trash of it.
Well, okay.
To the trash. Talk. It's my turn.
It is. You were pissed.
Can I have a full?
Yes, it's her segment.
Clock? Can I get a 60-second clock?
I'm only playing the game, sister.
I am proud of you for giving it your all, Jameer.
So what I want to say to Marcus and his statement is this. I guess Barack and Michelle did it wrong. I guess Beyonce and Jay-Z are doing it wrong. You can be strong and compliment each other.
Right.
I was already uncomfortable letting this strong man.
What the hell?
On a trash can.
Yeah, y'all are not trash.
Can I offer you
The
mercy?
seat.
Oh,
Strong black man.
that's wonderful.
Over there.
There's no
Thank
chance for me.
You know what? The patriarchy must pay for their privilege every now and then. That's how I feel about the trash cans. But I feel you know.
Where's my seat?
But you want to talk about bigging up a man. Before we head out, I have some things I need to get off my chest, and it includes bigging up black men. So let's see. So I want to big up Creed 2 and all the men who were in it shirtless. Because that movie was low-key a thirst trap, kind of damn near soft porn. Michael B. Jordan is the perfect specimen of a man, right? When he made the first Creed. Then somebody who deserves a raise said, how can we make him finer? They handed him a baby, and baby? It was a whole new situation. I thought I was pregnant by the end of the movie. And then young Drago was fine too.
Don't look at me and say that.
I'm sorry, Jameer. He was fine. He was white and he was fine. I don't usually be in a white man, but damn it, he did that too. And then, shout out to Tessa Thompson, who was a dream in the film as well. I loved watching her and Michael B. Jordan together as a couple so much. I kind of want them to give me a little rom-com or something like that. And finally, Russell Hornsby, who was in everything. Was in this movie. I almost forgot he was gonna be in it, but somebody give that man an Oscar just for working so damn hard.
Yeah.
Hate You Give, 7 Seconds, and Creed 2. He's been killing it this year. And that is my big up for black men at the end.
Go black man.
Go black man. Thank you all for joining us. All of you guys were great. I had a great time talking to all of you. I'm Sylvia Bell. Tune in here next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern for all new Hella Opinions. Take care.
Yeah.
Getting people drunk.